Oh, howdy all, grab yourself a beer, it's time for some Path of Exile discussion. So, one of my plans going into the Scourge League was to play an Ignite Fireball character that was going to rely heavily upon Flame Surge for just getting some extra damage against bosses. Now, Flame Surge, the actual gem as it exists in-game, is not as good as what was teased. So if we have a look at this gem, you'll see that there's one key difference to what was discussed previously. So, have a look at the green text. Strikes enemies in front of you with a surge of flame. Burning enemies are dealt more damage. If you hit an ignited enemy, we'll create burning ground under them. So all of that was what was revealed previously prior to the launch. Then there's an extra line. Your damage modifiers don't apply to this burning ground. So I thought that Flaming Surge was too good to be true when it was spoiled originally. And it turned out that it was. There were two ways it could have been made worse than it was originally. The first was by making it so that your damage modifiers don't apply to the burning ground, which is in line with how Plaguebearer works. And the second was by making it so that support gems attached to Flame Surge didn't affect the burning ground. They only affected the Flame Surge damage. I was kind of hoping that it would be the latter, but it turns out it's the former. So what does this mean? This means that Flame Surge essentially doubles your damage against bosses once you've got it reasonably well supported. More than doubles, maybe even double and a halves. That's with a 5-link that I've got currently set up. And with low-level gems, we're currently looking at getting about 70% more multiplier to damage if we're able to stand still and reasonably frequently apply Flame Surge on a boss. So it's okay without being fantastic. One thing I do want to say, though, that's not related to this build is that Scourge is fantastic for acquiring items while you're leveling. Pretty much everything that I was wearing during the axe was found through Scourge. A little bit since has come from Heist, so you'll see this staff, Glyph Chant, this Lathy. This was dropped as a 6-link item with different mods, and that was dropped as a curio in one of the Grand Heists with Enchanted Armaments rewards. Quite a low level one, so it was, I think it was a monster level 63 Grand Heist. I had 2 Grand Heists drop when I was leveling, and I ran one of them and got that 6-link from it. So I was quite happy with that. I then traded with another player for a Deafening Essence of Anguish. Slammed it on it, did okay. The spell damage is a bit wasted for my character, but fire damage to spells and burning damage, well, fire damage to spells is the Deafening Essence of Anguish mod, burning damage is the mod that I wanted, and I got damage over time as well, so that's okay. I would have liked to have got fire damage instead of spell damage, but you can't have everything, and ultimately I could just buy more Deafening Essences of Anguish and keep trying for another one. So I'm pretty content with how that's turned out. I'm only using it as a 5-link at the moment, and that's because it's very difficult to chrome a staff like this when you want to have 2 green sockets on it. I could trade for enough chromatic orbs to do it, but I haven't done so. So on Scourge, definitely use your Scourge stuff. Like, you'll see that this item's terrible, but I picked it up as a 4-link. I just threw it into the Scourge device, and it came out as a 5-link, and it just happened to have good colors. So it was already blue, blue, red, green. I'd been using it during the very early acts. This is a very low level item. And I just threw it into the Scourger and it went 5-link because of the mod. In the skills section here, you'll see Trypophobia, 15% chance for transforming to add a socket, and Stitched Wounds, 15% chance for transforming to add a link to the largest group of link sockets. So this combination, both of them proc simultaneously. At now, it's 2.25% chance for both to proc simultaneously. At the time, it was 1.8% chance. So it was unlikely, but it did happen. And that's something to keep in mind while you are leveling in the Scourge League. These two are fantastic, and I highly recommend fully investing in both because they will make it so that every 5-link you pick up when you're at endgame has the potential to be okay. And every 4-link that you pick up while you're leveling has the potential to become great. Anyways, that's all I got on that. That's how Flame Surge works. It's not as good as I was hoping, but it's not going to change my build plans yet. I'm very squishy, as you can see, 3100 to life at the moment. That's just because I haven't been prioritizing defense, and I've been playing fairly recklessly when I've been on. And that's what I'm going to continue to do in the near future. But I will give some updates on how it's going and how the build is feeling once we start getting to some heavier bosses. At the moment, all I've really done has been the 0 Watchstone maps. May your Vilorbs have interesting results.